Welcome, luxury enthusiasts, to the Luxury Travelers Podcast, hosted by Rodney George. The ultimate passport to opulent destinations, extravagant experiences, and unparalleled indulgence. Whether one is a seasoned jet setter or daydreaming of the next lavish getaway, the Luxury Travelers Podcast has it all covered. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the lap of luxury. Now, your host.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is when you're finally getting around to watching this version of the Luxury Travelers Podcast. I had the opportunity just last week to go up and spend some time with my buddy Jesse Terranova and see one of TCS World Travel's Airbus A300 something or other. I'll let Jesse do that. But our special guest today is Jesse Terranova, who's been on here before. But I got so excited last week when I was on your plane, Jesse, that we got back together and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So welcome, Jesse Terranova.
Thanks, Rodney. It's great to be here. And I'm so glad you were able to make it out to Florida last week with the 30 other advisors who were with us to experience the jet.
Yeah, it was really kind of neat to be hands-on and talk with the flight attendants and the chef and just really experience as close as we could without doing the actual round the world trip, which I believe started the next day, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So for those listening, I work with a company called TCS World Travel. Rodney's one of our incredible partners that does his best to showcase our journeys to you. But in essence, we offer between 20 and 25 all-inclusive private jet experiences. And so what ends up happening is we have about 2 or 3 days in between each journey. And so we usually use that time, if we can, to invite our partners and sometimes their clients to experience the Airbus A321 aircraft that we utilize, so they can better articulate the experience to you.
Yeah, and it is an experience when you stop and think about. And Jesse, what's the number for the Airbus A321? So
typically, if you look down when you're flying commercially these days, United, Delta, American, you'll see Airbus A321. It's a beautiful aircraft, but commercially they're packing about 240 folks on that aircraft. And so what TCS has done, we've been around for over 30 years, and just recently, it was about 2019, 2020, we acquired 2 brand new Airbus A321s. Now, we redesigned the entire aircraft with only 52 seats. So very opulent, very luxurious, very convenient.
The around the world trip, though, from a perspective of flying around the world versus cruising, has been condensed into 24 days, I believe it is.
That's correct.
And in these 24 days, there's no leg of that flight that's more than 5 or 6 hours, I believe they told me.
So on average, our flights are between 4.5 to 5 hours. On the around the world journey, we do have flights. The range of the aircraft is close to 9 hours. Some of those flights are 6, 7 hours, depending on where we're going. But typically on average, 4.5, 5 flights, hours. But to your point, it really is remarkable the ground that we cover during these journeys. And really, it's all about time, Rodney. And so if you actually break down the around the world journey compared to doing this type of experience on commercial flights, the numbers are certainly staggering. I mean, it's something like 9 versus 84 hours spent in airports. And as I alluded to, with the aircraft being very opulent and luxurious, I mean, that's a given these days with people who are individuals who are listening, who are looking for luxury, who are looking for that personal touch and that care. But I think what transcends that is the fact that we're taking folks around the world in complete seamless ease, saving them time. Again, we have no layovers, no red-eye flights, no time spent in transit, things like that. And those inevitable delays that occur when we travel, Rodney, we alleviate all of that, which is there's something to say for that.
Okay, so if you're baking a cake and you take all those things Jesse just mentioned and you put them in the bowl and you knead them and you roll it out on the countertop, what you have, my friends, is a true bragging rights adventure.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's interesting when you break down the value that you actually receive for going on one of these journeys. And again, to kind of give you more of an idea for those of you who are listening who have not heard of TCS World Travel, who have not heard of perhaps National Geographic's private jet experience, we operated that for almost 20 years prior to Disney purchasing them. We are offering these once in a lifetime journeys. They're between 10 and 24 days. Again, between 20 and 25 different itineraries to choose from. The one Rodney is discussing is that around the world flagship experience. We offer between 4 and 5 of those every year. And again, it is similar to a cruise in a lot of ways because of that all inclusive aspect, but also because you can identify with it. You know, if you've been on cruises before, you're spending 3, 4 days at port, going out, experiencing, back on the cruise ship, off to the next destination. Well, imagine doing that by private jet. 3 or 4 days in each destination, off to the next via private jet. Everything taken care of for you, all experiences included, restaurants, gratuities. I mean, it really is a once in a lifetime experience, Rodney.
Yeah, it is. And I was impressed that the chef was even on board last week while we were there. And so I got to meet her. Every one of these flights has an onboard chef. So you're not unziplocking a bag of peanuts and a Coca-Cola. You're having something really yummy while you're confined to this this airplane with only 52 seats.
That's right. In addition to the chef, we have an incredible team that we staff these journeys with. We have 3 pilots. You met 7 of our wonderful flight attendants. In addition to the chef, we have a journey physician. We actually partner with Boston MD to make sure that there is a doctor on board traveling with us. We have a luggage handler, the works, all you can think of. We have an expedition team that accompanies you and your loved ones or your friends in each destination all around the world. And again, it is something very personalized that we take a great deal in learning about you. So something to keep in the back of your mind for the near future if it's something that piques your interest.
Yeah, and I was particularly enamored with the fact that you've now partnered with Kalos Golf and you're doing golf trips around the world.
Yeah, that's a great partner of ours. We've done on average about one per year over the last 4 or 5 years. And you heard me say National Geographic. You've heard me say Four Seasons. So we actually are the operator of the Four Seasons private jet experience. And in between the two brands, TCS, Four Seasons. In addition, as you're saying, Rodney, Kalos Golf. We're working alongside some of these great, well-known brands in the marketplace to offer private jet. And with the Kalos Golf Journeys, I mean, if you're a golf enthusiast, I used to be a caddy years ago in my college days. And so it's just incredible to gather up a couple buddies or friends at the country club and look into one of these journeys where everything is taken care of for you, the tee times, your logistics, the hotel, and you just go out and you play. These are around the world golf journeys. I mean, we have a journey departing in just a few weeks to Africa. So focusing on all incredible golf courses in Africa, keep in mind, we'll have about 2 journeys per year starting next year that are going to be golf themed. So if that does pique your interest, reach out to Rodney, let him know, these world renowned golf courses that you're trying to gain access to, that can be challenging at times, all in one unique trip. 2.5, 3 weeks. It's quite addictive.
Well, I'm looking at on the screen right now the trip for next I believe it's August or September. You start out in Sydney, Australia, and you get to play the New South Wales Club. You get to play what's the other course there? Oh, you're gonna go to the Sydney Opera House, and then you're gonna jump on back on your own private jet there and go to Singapore and then to Thailand, Dubai, Malaga, Spain, before ending up back in Miami. So if you guys are golfers or you ladies are golfers and you really want a bragging rights trip to talk about at your country club, or your golf club or wherever it is that you play golf. These are bragging rights trips, and especially in the area of golf, you're going to get a chance to play some courses that otherwise you might not have a chance to not only get to, but to be able to get on and get a tee time. And the beautiful thing about it is when you get out, you don't slough your clubs. I mean, you get off the plane, you never see your clubs until you're at the golf course. And when you're finished with your round of golf, you go back to the hotel or to wherever everybody's getting together to settle up your bets. Your clubs are taken care of. They're back on board the plane. They're cleaned and your shoes are shined, ready for that next round of golf.
Our team will take care of all of those touch points, all those logistics. Really what TCS is all about is removing those pain points of international travel and those things that arise, again, with golf, golf clubs, all those little things that you typically have to do yourself, we'll take care of. But on any typical around the world or journey that we offer, we help with the visas, the immigration. We help with all that paperwork, all those things that you don't want to do, that you ask Rodney to do for you.
Yeah. I was amazed in talking to the flight attendants last week about several things, not the least of which was the favorite beverage on board this fabulous plane. Do you, I'm sure you know what it is, right, Jesse?
Of course I do. Do you remember?
I do. The old fashioned.
We gave...
Or maybe champagne. I think you probably go through more champagne, but they said the number one cocktail was definitely the old fashioned.
That's right. It's true. We did a nice fun fact experience for our participants. And Rodney, I think you filled out all those questions to my knowledge.
Got them all. Got them all.
That's right.
I'm not going to tell you where I got the answers, but I got them all.
That's all that matters.
So, folks, if you're looking for a unique way to see the world in style, and I remember my good friend Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, God rest his soul, but he said, he used to always say, once you get your money problems solved in life, you can get to the rest of your problems in style. And this is one of those trips that every time I think of it, every time we have someone that expresses an interest in one, we start walking through it. This is a way to see the world in style. From the time you step on the plane until you get to your first stop in your Four Seasons hotel or equivalent. It's just an amazing, amazing experience. Anything new or exciting, Jesse, coming from TCS next year?
Absolutely. We are already releasing 2026 journeys. So keep us in mind and keep the TCS name among something that you talk with your friends. Again, you can visit our website at tcsworldtravel.com. These are all like-minded individuals that you're going to be connecting with. And I think it's important to also note a good telltale. I think since COVID, Rodney, you would probably agree with this, being that you're selling a lot of cruises. I think it was interesting for all of us to see the Ritz-Carlton yacht collection. And now as we're going to see the Four Seasons yacht being released, and you think of these exclusive brands, you think of these individuals, and it may be you or people that you know who do like to travel alone, who like to kind of do their own thing. We're starting to see an increasing demand for small group travel. And I love to kind of defy and speak to some of the differences between traveling all by yourself and then getting to connect with some like-minded individuals that you'd never think that you would have the ability or the opportunity to connect with. So, Rodney, I'm curious for you, in terms of some of the feedback you're getting from your clients, are they interested in going on these experiences with 52 other people? I mean, what are you hearing about this small group travel concept since COVID?
Well, they love it. They for all the reasons you just mentioned, and then some. But the one thing I'm finding is that I just talked to a client this morning. She and her husband did the Around the World about 4 years ago, and I just did another trip for them in Portugal and Spain, and she started asking questions about what other offerings do you guys have, because they've done the Around the World. They want to kind of get specific with a different region of the world each year. And so I sent her over some stuff this morning, and she's going to get with her husband, and they're going to get back in touch with us. They'll actually be, I'm speaking at the Maddox. Those of you who are watching this and are in Naples, I'm speaking at the Maddox on November 20th, a power lunch at the Maddox. So if you haven't seen the Maddox, you're welcome to come as my guest. It's a private social/wine club here in Naples. Jesse, you've been there, and we're gonna have a power lunch and talk about TCS. And we're very fortunate because we have a couple of couples that are members of the club that about 6-8 months ago had just gotten back from the Around the World cruise, and I'm not sure their feet were really totally touching the ground yet. They were so enthusiastic about what they had experienced.
Yeah, they were amazing. And again, speaking to the intimate experience that you'll encounter on one of our journeys, the amazing people that you'll meet, the destinations that you'll see. One last piece of the puzzle here, Rodney, I think we spoke about this at length, but what's really great about a TCS World Travel experience is how that educational component, that learning and enriching and transformational part of it, we actually have on our jet iPads in front of every seat. And what we end up doing very deliberately is we upload documentaries, historical movies, pieces that are going to connect you with the destinations that you're traveling to on that particular itinerary. And to go even further than that, we have expert lecturers and world-renowned guides in each destination, but also on the jet to lecture you and speak to some of these places that you're going to connect with. So you're going to have the opportunity to connect with the locality, the destinations, the people, and really everything in travel. The essence of travel really is connecting with that wildlife and the destination, but also the people you'll meet. And so just that last piece, I think, brings it all together beautifully, because you never know who you're going to meet. And if you sign up for one of these, I think you'll be very, very surprised and pleasantly surprised by how enlightening these experiences can truly be.
Well, it's like an executive briefing before you're on the ground. So you find out all about the area that you're going to and the things you're going to be doing. So it's not just a surprise when you get there. You know something about. And for those of you who stay awake, you know a lot about the next stop and what you're going to be doing, and you hit the ground fully informed.
Absolutely. And individuals are looking into this. Usually 6 months, I'd say, is kind of people are a little last minute, sometimes a little more spontaneous, but typically 12 to 18 months in advance. Again, those 2026 journeys are available. And as Rodney knows, for our Four Seasons collection, our Four Seasons private jet experience trips are sold out through July 2025. The next 6 journeys are all filled up. So you definitely want to get ahead of this. The sooner the better, not wait too long, and plant that seed with your spouse or your friends. It is a remarkable way to see our world.
It truly is. And so we'd encourage you to give us a call, and we'll set up a time to sit down and talk about what's important to you, what areas of the world you specifically want to zero in on, and find a way to get you there. Because as I always say in closing, you need to really get out there and enjoy yourself, because it's later than you think. Jesse, thanks a ton for being with us again. This is our second show in the last 6 months, but I love your product. I love the level of luxury that you guys provide for our luxury travelers, and just can't wait to see what's around the next corner with you guys, because you're always adding something that we didn't know we needed.
Thank you, Rodney. It's always a pleasure to connect with you. I love how innovative you are as well, and we love working with you. We'll see you soon.
Okay, take care, my friend.
Take care, Rodney.
Bye for now.
Thanks for joining us on the Luxury Travelers Podcast. For more information, head on over to luxurytravelerspodcast.com to connect with our team or leave us a message. Until next time, safe travels and savor the extraordinary.